Next question. Where do you expect the market to go? Draw on the chart where you expect the market to go. And Logan, you can't do that. Cheater. Logan's like, it's either going to go up or down. Nobody's saying it's going to go sideways. All right. Where's it going, guys? All of our trading, everything should be able to tell you where's it going. Thank you for those of you guys who are doing that. You have the 0, you have the 1, you have the 2. If it's going to hold to this trend, it will break here on the 2. However, it will not break here on the 2 without coming back and giving us a W. Generally, that's the behavior that we see, right? So if I'm getting into a trade, I'm getting into a sell for 2 reasons here. And I'm probably just going to put 1, maybe 2, if it's a starting trade. But my exit for this trade is here, is right here. Well, that's 2 pips. It's not going to give me enough. It's right here. It's a price cycle back down, right? 1 price cycle back down, 1 right there. This is my exit. However, if the sellers want to break the buyers and this becomes the apex, it will cross over here and I will secure it. I will have a secured trade on there. And it'll give you a 1, 2 price cycle down, with this being the 0, 1, 2. But again, it'll come up, failed across here and create an M like that. Either way, I'm all right to sell. The probability of it coming back down to here is what it should do. The possibility that you get a 1, 2 price cycle and break this is still there. That's why I put 2 trades. Because if I got to go equal distance, then I got to put 2 trades up here and get out at the 50, break even, a little bit out. And all right. So let's play this out and see. So again, the probability is that it'll come back and hold this channel. Then I make my decision right here.
Okay. So we know it could break on a 2, but it doesn't always. So if it does come down here, and then it's likely to come back to the 50 and then break most of the time. Is that right?
Yep.
So what would tell us to hold on? I mean, obviously, probably just blowing through,
Nothing.
right? Here.
Yeah, that's the only thing that would tell you.
Only if it blows
right through. Yeah, I said earlier that this was my exit for these sells.
Okay, got it.
This is the exit unless it blows through. Gives you a 2 price cycle move, right? And it comes down to here. But I'm looking for this exit because you said this is your exit. I said, no, this one would be. Remember that? That was so 5 minutes ago. So I understand if you forgot already. All right. So here it gave us a 2 price cycle move. I'm in 2 trades here. Now I'm in 2 trades here because it's equal distance. And it broke here. So it's obviously staying with the buys. So now I'm flipping into buys as soon as it comes back beyond here. This is my break even. And if I really want to do it correctly, I probably put 3, maybe 4 trades, get the break even here and out at the 50 of this, right? And that's probably what I do if I only had 2 trades here, put 3 trades here, get my break even here and get out there, because the higher probability was this, the possibility was this, and that's what it gave me. So I'm like, all right, so I just get my goal or my exit here versus here, and I'm okay with that. Unless it gives me that, which is now I honestly am smacking in, because now we got a 3 price cycle move. 1, 2, 3. This makes, again, I think we just had this the other day in a live trading. I don't know who we're with, but this makes people nervous when it does this. To me, it makes me excited, and probably putting in about 10 trades here. So I got 1, 2, 3 price cycle moves against me. It's coming back to here, and I'm done trading for the day when it hits this. So I'm getting 0.25% or more, whatever my goal is. My daily goal is right there. This is one of those times where now I've got 10 trades and 4 or 5 trades here. So I'm in total of 15 trades, still in mid game, not panicking. Doesn't really matter. This whole move is 15 pips. I don't have hardly any drawdown on this move, but I know that it just gave us a 1, 2, 3 price cycle move, and it can give us a little bit more, but it won't go 4 price cycles. It can go 3.5 before the turn, but it's going to turn and come back to the 50. And if I wanted to play it safe, I could have gotten out right here because I smacked in enough. And generally I'll do that if I smack in a lot, I get out right there. But it's coming. Well, what it did here is it made this the 50 right here. If I didn't get out there, then I'm definitely getting another. Well, okay, so let me tell you this right now. This is what I'd do. If I did not get out there, which I would have, because it gave this to me twice, once here, once at the 50 of this, gave it to me twice. I'm like, oh, it's filling the 50. I'm in heavy. I'll just take what I got. But I'm in heavy enough to where this is money, 1 money, this is 2 money. So I got 10 trades here, 2 trades here, and 2 trades here. This is money for me right here. And if it fails once, fails twice, I'm like, what are you doing, market? Right? And so I'd get out right here. Just being completely honest, I'd probably be not getting out, probably thinking, okay, you're coming down to here. But then this next candle, nope, you're not. I'm going to get out. Because what I can't do is I cannot afford to take a heavy layer into a loss. So just as quickly as I get in, and I've said this numerous times, just as quickly as I get in, I try to get out. And so if it does not materialize, if after I'm heavy, if it doesn't pan out, I get out. This did not pan out down to here. So I'm out, right? But then I'm like, well, what are you doing? I thought this was the 50. Failure to hit this, then I think, well, this becomes the new 50. And we already know how that plays out, but this is exactly what I would do is I would get out, right? I would get out right here. And I would just, honestly, I was just going to say I may get back in with a 1-2 and see if we're going to M this, but this didn't give me an opportunity to get in because I'd wait for it to hit that and it blew right past it. So if it blows right past it, I'm not getting in. I'm waiting for this because now the behavior is 1, 2, 3. So I wait for the momentum to slow on that. And this is an easy one. This becomes the 50. You have an equal distance move from here to here. And when I get an equal distance move from here to here, I know that this is now the new 50. And then I smack in again here, and my goal for the day is going to be right above here. And then honestly, these moves right here, these big moves right here are very, very difficult to trade while they're happening, but super easy to trade after that when you can catch the ends of them, the response. And I would be smacking in here for another 10 trades, high probability, knowing that it's going to come back to the 50 because it didn't do it here. Which I thought it would do it here. Didn't do it here. It's going to do it here. Now I'm also thinking came back to the 50. It fulfilled that right there. Now, is it going to come down to the 100? I don't know. But a lot of times, just as fast as it comes up, it comes down. So I'll be like, are you going to break through? And if you do, I'll get into sells. But this is my exit and I'm out. If you don't, and you break above here, I'm getting into buys. And that's as simple as that. So that's a close, wait for the pullback, and then I get in to a buy, get into another buy here. Well, I guess I waited for the pullback that never came. I'd get into a buy in the pullback, it shot down, and now I'm like, I don't know what you're doing. Just wait and see. Getting in. Now I'm definitely getting into buys. That's my confirmation. Close above that, wait for the pullback to the 50. If we can get a pullback to the 50, if it reaches higher, this becomes the 50, even better. If not, does this, and we're getting in right there on that. All right, I got to wrap this up. We're going over time. I could do this all night. Got 2 more questions to ask you guys, and then we'll move on to part 2 of what I talked to you guys about. This was only part 1. So I'm just kidding. Oh wait, no, we already did that question. Last question. This is the last question. Is there any area in here that you would not trade, and why? Why? I just say why Travis? Why wouldn't you trade that? Because major outside range, I get light. Okay, that's good. That's great. Haled, MK, are you blue? I looked away for a second and checked on my trades really quick.
That's me, blue.
Okay.
It's not close enough to an action point.
Okay. I would possibly do so gingerly, but I don't like overreaching overreaction, big candles. I love them. I love big candles. And again, this whole move looks a lot bigger than it is because these are smaller, right? So this is really only a 25 pip move. Our price cycles here are, 8 pips. So that's not that big of a move, right? Really isn't that big of a move. Even if you had a sell here and you took it all the way to the top, it's only 20 pip and it kind of came back and got you out, right? So that probably would have walked away with 2 goals in here. 1 goal off of this move right here, because they got a little bit in here, got that, and then another goal off of smacking in, coming back down to the 50. But is there an area that I wouldn't trade? I would probably echo with Travis, is right here, just because it's so small, not enough meat on the bone, and I would wait and see if it's going to break here or here, because like I said, this price cycle right here, that price cycle, not the price cycle, but it's less than 2 pips. Not worth the risk of picking a direction when it's less than 2 pips, right? And again, depending on how it got here, because it blew past this area, I might not have even entered into any trades here because it blew past that. But I said that if it does come up here, I'm entering, and I still would. If it came up here and stalled, I'm definitely entering. If it blows past, I'm not. But I'm definitely entering here every single day, every single time. If it gives me a 1-2 move and it breaks the top of this, I'm definitely entering here, because you almost always get that first retracement of the breakout. And if you don't, then you get an equal distance move. You're either going to get a first retracement of the breakout, or you're going to get an equal distance move. And so I will always put a trade here, and then put enough trades here on the equal distance move to get my break even here and my exit at the 50. And that's just wash, rinse, repeatable. This is so wash, rinse, repeatable that I almost always will add here, but I'm not smacking in. It's not a high probability. I'd probably just, like I said, put 2 trades on, then put 3 trades on, then exit here. And if it fails this, I'm definitely putting smacking in here, because this becomes the 50 right there. And that is exact, ultimately that's wash, rinse, repeat, wash, rinse, repeat, wash, rinse, repeat. So going back to we'll end on this. Just recap the quiz that we said. How many of you guys, you don't need to respond to this. I'm just going to repeat. The first question I said, how many of you guys can do this with 80% accuracy, reading market structure, right? Then the next question was, where's the 50% of the last move? This right here is the last move. This is 50%. It is coming to it. That's all you really need to know. 50% of the last move. Then how many price cycles have formed? We got 1, potential 2, coming back 1. Right here, almost a 2. It could still be a 2. That's why I say potential, because it pulled back, and if it fails the 50, it could go up and give you a second one, right? So it's working on the second one right now. Or it's coming back 1, which puts it down here. So it's either going to make a 2 price cycle move in a row or come back 1. So there's your price cycles. Is this a reversal, continuation, or consolidation? Well, right now, it's a continuation. Could be consolidation right here. What do you expect the market to go next? What's the probability and what's the possibility? We talked about it here. The probability is for it to come down and do that because we've already ran up. The possibility is for it to do exactly what it did. We got to be prepared for either scenario. And we take the route with the highest probability. So now, what is the highest probability? Next, well, it's either going to come down to the 50, which is what it's doing, and it'll either A, make a second price cycle and break above this, or B, continue down with a price cycle and come down to here. And that's what it's going to, that's the next move. And anytime we're at 50, at a 50, we're 50-50. Could either do one of those. We don't have the probability is equal. Doesn't really matter what it does, right? But if all things being equal, stick with the trend. And then the last question, where would you trade? Where would you not trade? Well, I don't think that in the future, like over here, I would not be entering any trades if it came up here or came down here. If it's on a 3 or a 2 with a W, if I did not have any trades on, I would wait for confirmation to break, pull back, and then get in. So a 2 with an M or a W, I wait if I'm not already in. Or a 3, I will wait for that break or the pullback and then go. And that's generally what I do when I just kind of watch the market. But we're not up against that. Could be with a 0, 1, 2 here, could potentially become an M, and you get that 2 right there. Anyways, I can't go any further because if I do, we'll be here all night. It's super easy, guys. Just look for those 5 things. 50% of the last move. How many look for your price cycles? Reversal, continuation, or consolidation. Where do you expect the market to go next? And would you trade it or not? Right? Keep it simple. That's it. That's really is what it's all about. And learning market structure is all that you need to know in trading.